I get asked a lot how I got into history. Do I just love history? And the answer is no. Not in the way that most people mean that. I took an undergraduate history class. I took Intro to U.S. History as a first semester freshman, and I hated it. And so I took the second one just because it was the second half of the same class, and I think I assumed I was supposed to, and I hated it even more. I ended up majoring in English literature and religion, theology, and I mostly focused on theology and religion. I focused on American literature. I think in both cases, I just liked reading texts, going to class and arguing with people about them. And when I got to grad school in religion, I discovered that religious studies changes a little bit. And I took an American religious history class at the graduate level, and I loved it. Because by that point, what you end up doing is reading texts and arguing with people about them in seminars. It turns out the upper level of the history major in the undergrad and in graduate school is the stuff I like doing. I just didn't stick around for that, and I've never looked back. My name is Travis Ross, and I am an assistant professor of history at George Fox University. I don't actually love just hearing cool stories, and some people love this. Many of them are my students, and I love to tell them great stories. That didn't work for me. I really like to dig into things on my own, try to understand people. The closer I get to my historical subjects, reading about people, reading my way into their lives, the closer I get to what I really like doing, which is being nosy. And I think that's a unifying feature of most historians, is that we're kind of nosy, and we just like to read other people's mail. And we just wait until they're dead. And it's not weird. It's fine. It's a whole profession. The thing that I want most students to know about taking a class with me is that I really am not interested in saying all the things and then grading at the end of a semester to know whether you got 80 or 90% of what I said and were able to repeat it back to me. What I like to do instead is I like to give you a bunch of stories, give you a bunch of information, a bunch of different perspectives. And I like to see students make something out of it, something that's uniquely theirs. And sometimes, like me, some stories just don't resonate. They just aren't important. Things that fascinate some people I read about and I think, who cares? And that's fine. Or you just miss a day or whatever. But I think what's most important is that you form questions and that you form legitimate interests that are your own and you find a way to pursue them deeply. I'd much rather think of my job as training students how to pursue and create knowledge on their own in responsible ways through research or through just careful reading, rather than thinking about myself as conveying knowledge to them that I've pre-made and they just need to consume and memorize. I just don't like that. That's a lot of what I didn't like initially about history as a student myself, is that I think at the intro level we often do that. And then later we say, oh, actually no, we get to learn all this stuff by really digging into documents from the past or by reading these argumentative books that other historians have written. I just think that's much more interesting.